So the session, the 3 sessions on GMA will be something like on this. The first GMA session today will be on number system, percentage and its applications. These two will form the part of the GMA session today. Clear? As we all know, number system itself takes 4 or 5 or 6 sessions, and percentage plus its applications also takes a lot of time. But only relevant things will be discussed today. Clear or not? So let's start the number system part. Please ask me questions as much as you can. Right? Only the relevant things we will discuss. Will not go into deep into the CAT and all these things. That is not asked. So that will not focus. Okay? So first and foremost, number system mein how many kinds of numbers are there? Made 2 arrows or 2 kinds of numbers. What are those? Okay, lots of things come out. There are 2 kinds of numbers, real and imaginary. Clear or not? Those numbers which we discuss are all the real numbers. Those numbers which we can't discuss here, they are imaginary numbers. In definition terms, there is a big number line starting from negative infinity to positive infinity. All the numbers that lie on this line are real numbers. All the numbers that don't lie on this line are imaginary numbers. Very simple. Clear or not? Okay. So real numbers, say this is the mark of 0. So plus infinity, minus infinity. It can be 1, it can be 2, it can be 3, it can be minus 1, minus 2, minus 3. Now the region here in between, they are the decimal numbers, either negative or positive. So they constitute the integers as well as fractions. This way we can understand very fast. So they constitute the integers as well as fractions. Okay. Now real numbers again are of how many types? Now is your correct answer. Rational and irrational. What are rational numbers? What are rational numbers? Those which are in the form of p by q, where q is not equal to 0. Right? That is the somewhat an incomplete definition here. The complete is something like this. Rational numbers are terminating numbers. What are terminating? Ending numbers. If I say 1.5 is equal to 3 by 2, it is p by q, where q is not equal to 0. But it can be of the form 1.513893, all different digits. This cannot be expressed in the form of p by q. Right? This cannot be expressed in the form of p by q. Clear? So, these are not rational numbers. These are irrational numbers. So, rational numbers are terminating numbers. Okay? Irrational numbers are non-terminating numbers. Clear? Also we can say rational numbers which are expressed in the form of p by q. Now these two have to be integers. Integers matlab whole numbers, 1, 2, 3, minus 1, minus 2 and all this, negative as well as positive. So integers. So p and q have to be integers as well. This is the additional information. Clear or not? Now irrational numbers by definition are non-terminating numbers. If this is terminating, this is non-terminating, as simple as that. So non-terminating numbers are irrational numbers. Example being root 2, root 3, root 7, all these numbers are irrational numbers. Because decimal ke baad these are not ending. So it is non-terminating numbers, are irrational numbers. Clear? Now non-terminating numbers, but if I say The non-terminating can be of two types. It can be like this, non-terminating but repeating, non-terminating, non-repeating, right. Non-terminating, non-repeating are irrational numbers. But if you see this number, this is non-terminating, but the digits are repeating. Clear or not? So, if that is the case, then the numbers, now this can be expressed in the form of what? Say, if I express this as x, if I multiply both sides by 100, it becomes 100x is equal to 23.2323. Clear or not? Now, if I minus it from this, it becomes 99x is equal to, if you subtract this, it comes out to be how much? 23. So, x is equal to 23 by 99, which means the value of this is equal to how much? 23 by 99. It is of the form p by q, where p and q are integers. So, non-terminating but repeating numbers are rational numbers. So, questions on these basic things are only asked. Non-terminating but repeating numbers are rational numbers. Irrational numbers are non-terminating, non-repeating numbers. Clear or not? I have asked question on this as well. If you see this, only basic things. Clear? Now again, rational numbers, they can be either integers or fractions. Integers matlab 1, 2, 3, 4, 0, minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, they are all integers. Fractions 1 by 2, 3 by 5, minus 2 by 5, all these are fractions. Clear or not? Integers and fractions. Now integers can be what? Positive integer 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Negative integers minus 1, minus 2, minus 3 and all that. Fractions, and the third one is 0. 0 is neither positive nor negative. Clear or not? So, positive integers yani ki 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, they are also known as natural numbers. The finger counting numbers, those numbers that can be counted on the finger, they are known as natural numbers. Clear or not? Negative integers are negative integers, no term for that. But if we include 0 in the positive part as well, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, then this whole domain is known as what? Whole numbers. I will start from the basics only and then I will move on gradually. So, whole numbers. Whole numbers include 0 as well, natural numbers does not include 0. Clear or not? Right? Okay. So, again classification of natural numbers. What are how many kinds of natural numbers are there? Now, a little bit on the domain which we desire. Natural numbers. How many kinds of natural numbers are there? Any idea? Prime and composite. Now, here before mentioning what prime and composite, let me mention you once again integers, positive, 0 and negative. Integers on the basis of divisibility are of how many types? 2 types. What are those? Even and odd. Even means those that are divisible by 2, odd means that are not divisible by 2. In most of the classes when I ask what is an odd integer, they tell that okay, odd integers are those that are divisible by 3. No, that are not divisible by 2, right? So, please be very clear here, the negative integers are also even and odd, which means minus 2, minus 4, minus 6 they are even, and minus 1, minus 3, minus 5 they are odd. नेगेटिव इंटीजर्स भी इवन एंड और ऑड होते हैं. Clear or not, everybody? Right? So coming back again on the basis of natural numbers. Now natural numbers are divided into two types, prime and composite. What are prime numbers? Right. So which have got two factors, 1 and itself. 1 and itself. Example being 3, 5, 7, 11, 13, 2 is the only even prime number. Rest are all odd prime numbers. Clear or not? Right? Composite number which have got more than two factors. Example being say 4. How many factors of 4 are there? 1, 2, 4. 3 factors are there. 6. 1, 2, 3, 6. So 4 factors are there. Clear or not? Are you understanding? Everything clear till now? Okay. So natural numbers, two types, prime and composite. So tell me what is 1? Is it prime or is it composite, if you have understood? Is it prime? Is it composite? So there are three kinds of natural numbers, 1, prime and composite. One is neither prime nor composite. तो कुछ कह तो नहीं सकते हैं. So there has to be a third type, neither prime nor composite. Clear or not? Right? Everybody clear? Okay. So now can I give you one question here, a little bit about prime and composite? On this very basic definition, say I give you a question, say this is a 4-digit number. This is a 4-digit number. This is a 4-digit odd number. This is a 4-digit odd number. Okay? It is composed of the sum of two numbers which is equal to x and y. So these are the digits of the number and this is a number, which means say if I tell you say 1, 2, 3, 7, say any number, this is 995 plus 342. So if this is A, B, C, D, this is x and this is y. Did you understood? So this is a 4-digit number. This is composed of two numbers x and y. Clear or not? If x and y are both prime and x is less than y, what is the value of x? Very simple question. At the outside it looks to be a very difficult one. Sir, where is this A, B, C, D, then it is x and then it's what is this, sir? X is less than y. Both are prime numbers. Both are prime numbers and x is less than y. Tell me what is the value of x. Think. You don't have to write anything. Just think. Is the correct answer, because both are, now this is an odd number. If this is an odd number, it is equal to sum of an even number and an odd number always. 7 is equal to 5 plus 2, 4 plus 3, 6 plus 1. So 1 has to be, if this is an odd number, 1 has to be even, 1 has to be odd. An odd number is composed of sum of an even and an odd numbers. So one has to be even, one has to be odd. Both are prime. So one has to be even prime, one has to be odd prime. I have just told you both are prime numbers. And in this world there is only one or even prime number, that is 2. And that is the smallest prime number. So x has to be 2. Y you cannot determine, but I have not asked y as well. It is meaningless to ask y. So at the outset it looks to be a difficult question, but it is based on the very basic funda which I have just told you. Clear or not everybody? Understood? इतने basics पे ही question आते हैं, right? But they do test a little bit of basics, right? Clear or not? Okay. So let's move to the next part, which is prime numbers. Done. Now some facts about prime numbers a little bit. Before that, what are co-prime numbers? What are co-prime numbers? Having? So I say co-prime numbers. I say co-prime numbers, not number. So two numbers are co-prime to each other when they have got no common factor between them except 1. Clear or not? Example being 2, 5, 3, 4. For this to be co-prime, it is not necessary that both are prime. Here both are prime, but here one is prime but one is composite. So only necessary factor for the numbers to be co-prime is that their common factor has to be 1. Clear or not? Everybody? Okay. So remember this term co-prime, because this will find usage in say 5 minutes from now. Clear or not? Okay. Now comes some of the divisibility rules. Divisibility rules of some numbers. Divisibility rules of some numbers. Very basic thing, but I will enumerate it one by one. So some numbers which can be asked, divisibility rule 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 11. More of them are there, but not asked. But you should know definitely these things. I have made this ... here because of some application which I am going to tell you. So tell me, what is a rule or what is a condition that a number is divisible by 2? Last digit has to be 0 or even. Achha, what is 0? 0 is an even integer or an odd integer? 0 is even or 0 is odd? It's neither even nor odd. Somebody will say, so 0 is divisible by 2, so it's an even. But somebody will say 0 is divisible by 3 as well, right? But a number divisible by 3 may not be necessarily odd. So 0 is even or odd. Abhi bhi question bacha hua hai. So how can we prove that 0 is an even integer? 0 is an even integer. How can you prove that? Very, very simple thing. I just told you an odd integer is composed of an even and odd integer. We can prove it by example. An odd integer is composed of an even and an odd integer. Can I write 3 as 3 plus 0? So this 3 is an odd integer, this 3 is an odd integer, this 3 is an odd integer, so this has to be even. You can prove it by examples. Utna mathematician banne ki we don't require. Okay, this has to be an even integer. So last digit, you just told me last digit has to be 0 or even. You can just tell that last digit is even, that is enough. Okay, another proof of 0 being an even integer. Every consecutive even integers, the difference is always 2. Can we say this? Because 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Every consecutive even integer, the difference is always 2. So 2, we move backwards by 2 steps. What is the number coming here? That has to be an even integer. The second proof. Clear or not? So 0 is an even integer. Clear? So the last digit has to be even is sufficient to tell. 0 or even it's not necessary. It's not necessary. Okay? So last digit. What is the condition that a number is divisible by 4? The number formed by last 2 digits have to be divisible by 4. It's not necessary to say ki last 2 digits is. The number formed by last 2 digits has to be divisible by 4. Take an example, 1, 2, 4, 3, 1, 2, 4, 4, 3, 1, 2, 4. The last digit 24 is divisible by 4, hence the whole number is divisible by 4. You should not concentrate on these digits. ठीक है? Even if I say 43100, then also it is divisible by 4 because last two digits is 00. Clear? What is the condition that a number is divisible by 8? Last 3 digits. So, if I take an example, 128, 3128, you check out 128 is divisible by 8? Yes sir, it is divisible by 8. So, whatever digits you put 4, 5, 9 and whatever 8, if this is divisible by 8, it is pointless to consider these digits. This has to be divisible by 8. This number has to be divisible by 8. Easy or not? Okay, okay. So 8 हो गया, 4 हो गया, 2. अच्छा. So let me write it down in a serial wise. You told me 2 last digit, 4 last 2 digits has to be divisible by 4. 8, what did you tell me? Last 3 digits. What will you tell me for 16? Last 4 digits. What will you tell me for 32? Easy or not? So you can say how, sir? Because 2 की power 1 is 2, 2 की power square is 4, 2 की power cube is 8, 2, 4 is 16. That's why in 16 you tell me last 4 digits. 8 you tell me last 3 digits, 4 you tell me last 2 digits, and 2 you tell me the last digit. Isn't it? So you can write it here. A number is divisible by 2 raised to the power n. We are considering the powers of 2 here. A number is divisible by 2 raised to the power n if the last n digits is divisible by 2 raised to the power n. Isn't it? 2 square is 4, so you consider last 2 digits. So last 2 digits is divisible by 4. 2 cube is 8, so last 3 digits. If last 3 digits is divisible by 8, the number is divisible by 8. 2 raised to the power 4 is 16, so last 4 digits is divisible by 16. If a number is divisible by 2 raised to the power n, if the last n digits is divisible by 2 raised to the power n. Very simple. So that's why I put some dots here over here. 16 I have not written, 32 I have not written, but I have just asked, you just told me. Clear or not? Similarly, what is the condition that a number is divisible by 5? Last digit has to be 0 or 5. Last digit has to be divisible by 5. Clear or not? Achha. What is the condition that a number is divisible by 25? Last 2 digits is divisible, should be divisible by 25. Achha. What is the condition that number is divisible by 125? यहाँ पे वही बात हो रही है. So 5 की power 1 is 5, 5 square is 25, 5 cube is 125. So the same rule for 5 की power n was as well. So now you can put a slash over there. A number is divisible by 2 raised to the power n slash 5 raised to the power n. The last n digits is divisible by 2 raised to the power n or 5 raised to the power n. Is it not? Clear or not? Right? That's why I put some dots over here. Okay? Now come to some other numbers. Say 3. What is the condition that a number is divisible by 3? Sum of the digits, very easy to understand. 123. Is it divisible by 3? Yes sir, because 3 plus 2 plus 1. 6. 6 is divisible by 3, everybody knows this. What is the condition that a number is divisible by 9? The same rule as for 3. If the sum of the digits is divisible by 9, the number is divisible by 9. 126, 6 plus 2 plus 1 is how much? 9. So 9 is divisible by 9, hence this number is divisible by 9. Clear or not? Right? If I say 127, is it divisible by 9? What is the sum here? So 7 plus 2, 9, 9 plus 1 is how much? 10. When you divide 10 by 9, what is the remainder? 1 is the remainder. So you will say, sir, 127 is not divisible by 9, and when divided by 9 will leave a remainder of 1. Whatever you get as the sum, whatever the remainder, the remainder will be same as the original number. 127 you also divide by 9, the remainder is same as 1. Because the sum of the digits is 10 and 10 divided by 9 leaves a remainder of 1. Hence, this number will also leave a remainder of 1. Clear or not, everybody? Right? It is true for 3 and 9, but it is not true for 27. It is not true for say 81, 3 की power 4. So only 2 and 5 वाला वो rule है, but 3 के लिए नहीं है. 27 and all this have a separate rule, not needed here. Right? We'll discuss it somewhere over some other place, but not needed now. ठीक है? Okay. So this is about 3. What is the condition that a number is divisible by 6? Even and divisible by 3, which means it should be divisible by 2 and 3. If a number is divisible by 2 and 3, it will be divisible by 6. Very simple. 126, it is divisible by 2, it is divisible by 3, it is divisible by 6. Clear or not? Very easy here. So 2 and 3 makes 6. What is the condition that a number is divisible by 12? How did you say 2 and 3 as 6? Because 2 into 3 is 6, that's why. What is the condition number is divisible by 12? 2, 3, 4, 6. Any other? 4 and 3. What's the name? 4 and 3 is the correct answer. Only 4 and 3 are required. Oh, I might say, how did you say 4 and 3? Co-prime to each other. I could have said 6 and 2. A number is divisible by 6 and 2, it will be divisible by 12. I could have said that. But it is not true, because take a case of 6. 6 is divisible by 2? Yes. 6 is divisible by 6? Yes. But 6 is not divisible by 12. So my 2 and 6 logic is wrong. How come my 3 and 4 is right? Because whenever we check the rule of divisibility for a composite number, we take two numbers which are co-prime to each other. So 3 and 4, why did we take 3 and 4? Because 3 and 4 are co-prime to each other. Whenever we check the rule for a composite number, divisibility rule for a composite number, we take that pair which are co-prime to each other. So 15 का क्या rule होगा? What is the rule for 15? 5 and 3. Again the rule, that's why I made this thing. 15 is 5 and 3. 18 is 2 and 9. 24 is 3 and 8. 45 is 9 and 5. 36 is 9 and 4. All this we know. 4, 9, 2 की powers we know, 5 की powers we know. We can crack it easily. Clear or not? Everybody getting idea? Just take the class notes, it will be enough. You don't have to go through any book. You just practice the questions which I give you, more than enough. Okay? Right? So this is about divisibility rule. We missed one number which is very important here. What is this? It is 11. What is the condition that a number is divisible by 11? It is asked. I am afraid we have to learn a little bit. Odd places. Ka difference has to be or multiple of 11. So let's write the rule something like this. If I say, you just remember the rule. Do you want me to derive the rule as well? Just remember the rule. The rule is something like this. The rule is See, if there are 4 digits here, say let's take the numbers 3279. Okay. The sum of the digits at the given the fact the number is even, the sum of the digits at the even place, the sum of the digits at the odd place, not odd valued numbers, but odd placed, first place, third place, second place, fourth place. The difference of this, if it becomes 0 or a multiple of 11, the number is divisible by 11. Now, what is the result here? 11 and 10, the result 1. Clear or not? Hence, you can say that this number is not divisible by 11. The sum of the digits at the even, one more thing we can derive here, we can say that given the fact the number of digits are even, the sum of the digits at the even place minus the sum of the digits at the odd place, if this is 1, which means we can say, sir, this number is not divisible by 11, and when divided by 11 will leave a remainder of 1. So, double thing we can remember here, 2 things we can remember, but for that the number of digits have to be even. But if the number of digits is odd, then what will you say? 2, 3, 2, 7, 9. You make the digits even. How? You put a 0 here. So, second, fourth and sixth, first, third and fifth. So, 2 plus 2 plus 9 is how much? 13. 0 plus 3 plus 7 is how much? 10. So, 13 minus 10 is how much? 3. So, we can say, sir, 3 is the remainder when this number is divided by 11. 2 things we can, one stroke mein hi ho jati hai. Whether number is divisible or not, and when divided by 11 will leave a remainder of what? When somebody says, okay, you have to find the remainder as well, you make the number of digits to be even, and then even placed digits minus odd placed digits. Very simple. Clear or not? Right? So, this is about the number system. Is 2 things which we can discuss in numbers. Divisibility rule, unit digit and tens digit, these are not asked, so we do not consider. 2 things we should know before we move on to the percentage part. LCM and HCF. Okay. Now, students, when the questions on LCM and HCF is asked, the students are not sure whether the question asked is of LCM or HCF. That is a major difficulty which they face when attempting questions on LCM or HCF in number system. Clear or not? So, for that we need to know the basics of LCM and HCF. So, I start from the very basic. If I tell you LCM means what? Lowest common multiple, highest common factor. So, from the very basic, if I tell this to a layman, what is the LCM of 2 and 3? You just write the multiples of 2. 2 1s are 2, 2 2s are 4, 2 3s are 6, 2 4s are 8 and all that. You just write the multiples of 3. 3 1s are 3, 3 2s are 6, 3 3s are 9, 3 4s are 12, something like this. Okay? So, the lowest number which is multiple of 2 and 3 simultaneously is 6. That is why it is the lowest common multiple, if you tell this to a layman. This is what lowest common multiple is. Say if I tell you 2 and 4 HCF, what are the factors of 2? Factors, those numbers which divide 2 are 1 and 2. 4 factors, 1, 2 and 4. Clear or not? So, the highest number which is common to both of them is 2. So, 2 is the highest common factor. Very simple. Okay? Right? How to find the LCM and HCF? One method is like this. Right? Do not use this method. Right? There are better methods. Some LCMs you can remember 10, 12, 15. What is LCM? 60. So some LCM has to be at the tip, right? But how to find the LCM and HCF? Very simple. You express the number in powers of prime numbers, right? Say if I tell you 12 and say 18, you have to find the LCM HCF. You express 12 as powers of prime numbers. So what is the powers of prime numbers? 2 square into 3 ki power 1. 2 and 3 and prime numbers, you express this number in the powers of these. 18, what is this? 2 into 3 square. You express the number in powers of prime numbers. First thing, what is LCM then? When you consider this, you will say, sir, higher powers for LCM, yani 2 1 and 2 2, higher powers is 2 2. 3 1 and 3 2, what is the higher power? 3 2. So LCM, take the higher powers, HCF, take the lower powers. Take the higher powers for LCM, take the lower powers for HCF, but make sure you express the number in powers of prime numbers. Clear or not? Right? Everybody? Sangai baat? Everybody? Right? Okay. Now, if I put say a number, I further add here say 5 ki power 1 and here I 7 ki power 2. So these are new numbers, 2 numbers. What will you change in LCM HCF? HCF no change, LCM 5 1 and 7 2 will come. No problem. I think we all know this one. So common terms higher powers for LCM and non-common terms just write it once. But make sure the number is expressed in powers of prime numbers. Clear or not? Right? Most of the case you will get the option you say, and SAB no question will ask you what is LCM of this and this. But you should know how to find the LCM HCF. Okay? Now what are the questions that are asked? Okay, what are kind of questions that are asked? LCM and HCF. Say if I tell you, say first kind of question, 3 bells, one bell makes a sound after every say 12 seconds, the other makes a sound after every say 18 seconds, and the third one makes a sound after every say 36 seconds. Okay. So if they toll or if they make a sound simultaneously now, after how many seconds will they make the sound? Then what will you tell? You will say, sir, they will make a sound simultaneously when the multiple of 12, multiple of 18 and multiple of 36 will coincide. And that has to be the lowest common multiple. So you take the LCM of 12, 18 and 36. Clear or not? Very simple question that is asked. Now I change the question. I say there are 3 classes. One class has 12 students, clear? One class has 18 students and one class has 36 students. Say one class of 12 students take optional number 1, one class of 18 students take optional number 2 and one class of 36 students take optional number 3. Clear? An exam has to be conducted in such a way that in each classroom the number of students is same. Number of students in, and my question is not complete. The number of students is same. Then I ask you, what is the minimum number of classrooms required? Then you will say, sir, if minimum number of classrooms is required and each classroom has same number of students, then each classroom has to have maximum number of students, then only minimum number of classrooms is required, right? But each classroom has equal number of students, I just told you. So what will be the equal number of students? That number which divides 12, 18 and 36, which means the HCF of 12, 18 and 36. What is the HCF of 12, 18 and 36? Orally 6. So, in each classroom there will be 6 students. I asked you what is the minimum number of classrooms required. So, 2 classrooms of optional number A, 3 classrooms of optional number B, and 6 classrooms, which means 6 plus 3 9, 9 plus 2 is 11. So, 11 classrooms are required. Here the question is same, but here we need to find the HCF of these numbers, right. So, do not be this thing minimum number of classrooms, HCF, and maximum number of they told together is LCM. The questions can be, you have to make a judgmental call ki which question has HCF and which question asks LCM. Clear or not, everybody? Right. I ask one question, say there are 3 optionals to be picked. Option number A is picked by 12 students, optional number B is picked by 18 students, optional number C is picked by 36 students. Clear? I conduct an exam where each classroom has the capacity to hold equal number of students. Then I ask you, what is the minimum number of classrooms required? So, when I say minimum number of classrooms required, which means each classroom has to have maximum number of students, but I again asked you, each classroom has to have same number of students. So, same and maximum means what? That number which divides these numbers completely, which means the HCF of 12, 18, 36. What is the HCF of 12, 18, 36? 6. So, each classroom will have 6 students. So, 2 classrooms of option A will be required, 3 classrooms of option B will be required, and 6 classrooms of option C will be required. So, in all there will be 11 classrooms required. Here we find the HCF. Clear or not? One more type of question before we move on to the percentage part. Okay. Say if I tell you shortcut for that, a number when divided by 3 leaves a remainder of 1, when divided by 4 leaves a remainder of 2, when divided by, which means divisor, and this is remainder. Which is the lowest such number? When divided by 3 leaves a remainder of 1, when divided by 4 leaves a remainder of 2, which is the lowest such number? The number is 10. How will you find this one? 10. You will say divisor and remainder. If I would have asked you a number when divided by 3 and 4 leaves no remainder, which is the lowest such number? You find the LCM. Only when the remainders are, when I say a number when divided by 3 leaves a remainder of 1, when divided by 4 leaves a remainder of 1. What is the lowest such number? A number when divided by 3 leaves a remainder of 1, when divided by 4 leaves a remainder of 1. Which is the lowest such natural number? LCM plus remainder. So, LCM of 3 and 4 plus 1 is how much? 13 is the wrong answer. The lowest such number is 1. Because 1 when divided by 3 leaves a remainder of 1. 1 when divided by 4 leaves a remainder of 1. So, lowest such number is 1, not 13. Everybody will mark 13 because that is what they have been told. The lowest such number is 1. 1 when divided by 3, what is the remainder? Not 0.33. 0.33 is the value of this number. 1 is the remainder. You should know 1 when divided by 3 leaves a remainder of 1. So, quotient is 0. When the numerator is less than the denominator, the quotient has to be 0. Divisor into quotient plus remainder is the dividend, right. So, 1 is the lowest such number. Other than 1, then you can say, sir, take LCM of 3 and 4, add the remainder. So, LCM of 3 and 4 plus 1 is 13. Second number is 13, first number is 1. But when I change the remainders and I say a number when divided by 3 leaves a remainder of 1, when divided by 4 leaves a remainder of 2, what is the lowest such number? You will say, what? When I say 10, how come 10 comes? You are seeing here the difference between divisor and remainder is same. When the difference between divisor and remainder is same, the shortcut for this is take the LCM of the divisors and the difference is same, which is how much? 2. That subtract the difference. So 12 minus 2 is how much? 10. So lowest such number is 10. Clear or not? Very simple. When the differences are same, just subtract the differences from the LCM and the lowest number is 10. Right? This can be derived but no need for derivation. इसके बाद बाहर जाने number system nothing is asked, that you can guarantee. Different, then you have to pick at the options, look at the options and then choose. And if your option is option number E, then you have got bad luck. You cannot do anything. There is a formula for that, as there is a method for that as well, but rarely it has been asked ki the differences are different. There is a method, there is a bigger method for all this, which we can discuss offline, right? But since we are in some kind of mode here which we require the things which are required from the exam point of view, we are discussing, it is never asked that differences are different, but there is a method for that as well. Okay, right? इसके बाहर generally number system nothing is asked, that you can take my word, right? Okay, now next let's move on to the next thing, which is जिस पे questions आती है बहुत ज़्यादा, questions on percentage. Okay, so what we can do, when I give you the exercise, we will just do 5 good questions here. Not all questions, we will upload the question, then you can attempt over there, but we can attempt some 5 good questions here. आप देखोगे whatever I have discussed here, whatever the questions are given, some part of it I have discussed here. So those that have not discussed little bit, those questions on that you will do, so that we can discuss that part. Don't do that right now, don't do that. Okay, let's move on to percentage and the profit and loss part, then we can start doing this. Okay, what do you mean by percentage? Per 100. Per 100. If I say you get 60 marks, which means you get 60% marks? No. Out of. If it is out of 100, then it is 60%. You multiply it by 100. But if it is out of 120, then it is 50%. So this out of, this term is known as base. On what base are you taking? For percentage, the base is always 100. Per cent, cent means 100. Out of 100. ठीक है? Simple or not? This concept is known as base. Okay. Now quickly move on to the next part. Say I give you one question and then you can, because it is related to some question over here. Say if I tell you there is a basket, on the concept of base I am giving one question. There is a basket, 60% are apples, rest oranges. Clear? 40% apples green, rest red. 60% oranges red, rest green. Understood the question? Right? My question to you is, what percentage of green fruits is green apples? What percentage of green fruits is green apples? In a basket, 60% of the fruits are apples, rest oranges, 40% of the apples are green, rest red, 60% oranges are red, rest green. What percentage of green fruits are green apples? What percentage of green fruits are green apples? 24%? Right. What percentage of green fruits are green apples? How much? 50%, 24%. So two options are you have given me just two options of the question. 24% and 50%. 60%. Okay. So whenever you encounter these kind of questions, जहाँ पे बहुत सारे percentage are given, so you take everything as 100. You take the number of fruits as 100. You don't have to take x. I avoid x, right? You just take 100. So 60 apples, 40 oranges. Clear or not? So 40% of the apples are green. So 40% of 60. 40% of 60 is how much? 24 green apples. So 36 red apples. I write RA as red apples, 24 as GA as green apples. ठीक है? Again 40 oranges. 60% of the oranges are red. So 60% of 40 is how much? 24. So 24 red oranges. So 16 green oranges. So green fruits are how much? 40. जिसमें green apples is how much? 24. So 24 by 40 into 100 is how much? 60% is the correct answer. Green fruits are 40. Green apples are 24. So 60%. But if I would have asked you what percentage of fruits are green apples, then your answer would have been 24%. So base changes from green fruits to fruits, the answer changes. Clear or not? जब base change होती है, the answer will change. Obviously बात. Okay. Now some things which you should know, right? When I say A is more than B by say 25%, say A's salary is more than B's salary by 25%. So B's salary is less than A's salary by 25%. कितना? 1 by 5 यानी कि 20%. Okay. Now don't focus on the formula which I will anyway give you that. Okay. But think logically. When I say A is more than B by 25%, whose salary I will take as 100? B or A? Right, B. When I say A is more than B by 25%, I will say let us take B's salary as 100, A's salary then will be 125. I will not say let us take B's salary will be 75 and A's salary will be 100 then. Because whosoever we compare with, that part will take as 100. I compare with B, so I will take B as the reference point. When I tell you B is less than A by how much? Which means I am asking you when A is 100, whatever B is at that point, 100 minus that number is the required percentage for which B is less than A. ठीक है? Right. So let us do it manually as if we don't know anything. When I say when A is 125, B is 100. When A is 1, B is 100 by 125. 100 by 125 कितना हो गया? 4 by 5. When A is 100, B is how much? 4 by 5 into 100 is how much? 80. So when A is 100, B is 80. So B is less than A by 20%. Clear or not? Sangai baat? I can also simultaneously say like this, when A is 125, he is more than B by 25. है कि नहीं? When A is 1, he is more than B by 25 by 125 is how much? 1 by 5. So when A is 100, he is more than B by 1 by 5 into 100 is how much? 20, which means B is less than A by 20. Clear or not? समझ आई बात? Now instead of this is just for understanding, but you can remember कि if A is more than B by R%, then B is less than A by 100 R by 100 plus R. As you can see here, it is 25 by 125 into 100 hai na? So 125 can be written as 100 plus 25. So when A is more than B by R%, B is less than A by 100 R by 100 plus R. Clear or not? Again, when A is less than B by R%, B is more than A by 100 R by 100 minus R%. Okay, right? You get ample time in solving question. 80 question, 150 minute. I say it as a 30 question or 40 question in 150 minute basically. Right? If you have formula at your disposal, no problem. Otherwise, you can go by this method. You just take the reference to be 100. Whosoever you compare with, take that person to be 100. Even it is for 2 persons or 3 persons, then also you take the 1 person to be 100. जिससे हम compare कर रहे हैं, you take that one to be 100. That is the thing. Clear or not? Right. So even if you don't remember this formula, no problems. You just know this thing. Okay? Right. The formula which you should know a little bit is this one. Say if I tell you 2 persons A and B join a company at the same salary. ठीक है? Next year A's salary increases by say 25%, B's salary remains same. Next to next year A's salary increases by 20%, B's salary remains same. Clear or not? Now if B says कि I will quit my job unless my salary is made equal to A, then what percentage hike will boss give to B's salary? 50%. कैसे? You take everything as 100. 100 next year it will be how much? 125. It will be 100 only. Now the 20% increase will be on 125. So 20% is how much? 1 by 5. So 1 by 5 125 is how much? Plus 25 is equal to how much? 150. So next year it will be 100. So the percentage hike that it will be given is 50%, which means 2 successive increases of 25 and 20. 2 successive increases of 25 and 20% is equivalent to a single increase of 50%. Clear or not? जो 2 बार increase हुआ, एक बार में 50 बराबर हो गई. Clear or not? So here a formula is required, or right? So if I say 2 successive increases of A% and B% is equivalent to a single increase of A plus B plus AB by 100%. 2 successive increases of A and B is equivalent to a single increase of A plus B plus AB by 100%. Okay? Clear or not? Right? What will happen for 3 successive increases? Is this formula true only for 2? Which means if I say, sir, B remains silent in the second year as well, but third year A's salary increases by 10% more, and then B shouts, I will quit my job. So any particular application to this formula? Any new application, or will there be new formula? No. When there is 3 successive increases or n successive increases, what will you do? You will say, sir, 2 ka 50, 2 of 25 and 20 is equivalent to 50 because you put A as 25, B as 20, 25 plus 20 plus 25 into 20 by 100 is how much? 50. And then take A as 50 and then B as 10. So for 3 successive increases, nothing new has to be done. Take 2 as 1, club it with the third one. So 50 plus 10 plus 50 into 10 by 100 is how much? 65. So nothing you have to do. There is no such new formula for that. Whenever there is 3 successive increases or 4 successive increases, right? Take 2 as 1, club it to the third, then take 3 as 1, club it to the fourth, and this way you can continue. No formula for that. Okay. One more topic on this before we give you one exercise. Okay. Okay. The topic, the percentage, application of percentage is in the profit and loss part. Okay. So what is the profit? What do you mean by profit and loss? What do you mean by cost price? The price at which you buy the goods. What do you mean by selling price? The price at which you sell the goods. Okay. What do you mean by profit? Profit is given by SP minus CP. And what do you mean by profit percentage? SP minus CP by CP into 100. Right. So profit percentage is calculated on cost price. So if I say, if you buy something at 90, sell at 100, what is the profit percentage? 11%. If you buy something at 90, you sell at 100, you are earning 10 on 90. So on 90 you are earning 10, on 100 you are earning how much? 10 by 90 into 100 is how much? 11.1%. Clear or not? समझ आई बात? Okay. Now on कुछ इस तरह के क्वेश्चन भी आते हैं on profit and loss. Selling price of 4 pence is equal to cost price of 5 pence. Will there be profit or loss? Selling price of 4 pence is equal to cost price of 5 pence. Obviously. If it would have been case, selling price of 5 pence is equal to cost price of 5 pence. No profit, no loss. The moment this becomes less than here, there is a profit. Common sense. I still have got money to sell one more pen, which means I am in a profit. But if I say selling price of 6 pence is the cost price of 5 pence, you will say loss. You sell it at less, you buy it at more. Right. So what is the profit percentage if I tell you? Okay, how will you do this one? Whenever you encounter this case, selling price of 4 is equal to cost price of 5. Right? Shortcut for this is, method for this is calculate on 1, right? Everything has to be calculated on 1. What you can do is, the money is same. The money for 5 is equal to money for 4. So you assume that money to be LCM of 5 and 4. What is LCM of 5 and 4? 20. So 5 ka cost price is 20, 1 ka cost price is 4. 4 ka selling price is 20, 1 ka selling price is 5. So 4 rupees you buy, 5 rupees you sell. So you earn 1 on 4. So 1 by 4 into 100 is 25%. Clear or not? So whenever you say selling price of 4 is equal to cost price of 5, you just replace 4 and 5 ka LCM and take on 1. So it is 5 rupees mein apne you sell, 4 rupees mein you buy, or else you can say, sir, what is the profit percentage? 1 by 4. 1 by 1 kaise aaya? 5 minus 4 by 4 into 100 is 25%. So when I say selling price of X is equal to cost price of Y, what is the profit percentage? You just replace Y minus X by X into 100, as simple as that. As simple as that. Now formulae जो books में लिखी रहती है, it comes from derivation only. Now again, no need to remember this, but it comes from derivation, which I just did. You just take the LCM, so it comes from LCM. So you just learn LCM a little bit. Application of LCM here. Clear or not? Right? Okay, एक छोटी सी concept, and then you can take one exercise of 5 questions. Okay? Yes, sir. Right, sir. Base is always cost price. Loss or profit, base is always cost price. When I say you sell something at 80, you buy something at 100. So your loss is 20, but 20 loss is on 80. So on 100 it will be 25. So loss is 25%. You buy something at 100, sorry, you buy something at 100, you sell something at 80, then your loss is 20%. Okay. But if you say buy something at 80, you sell it at 60, then your loss is 20 rupees on 80, which is 25%. Clear or not? Clear? Okay. Now questions किस तरह की आती है? एक तो इस तरह की question it can come, selling price of 4 is equal to cost price of 5, right? Second kind of question it might ask you, only these two types it comes. Okay. Say if I am a cloth seller, if I am a t-shirt seller, say I buy t-shirts at 100 rupees. Okay. I propose that I will sell it at 150. Okay. You come to me, I want t-shirt. I tell you the price is 150. You tell me, boss, thoda kam kar do. I tell you, okay, I reduce it by 10%. So 10% I will reduce it on 150 or 100? 150. So 10% is 150. So 10% is how much? 15 rupees. Yani ki I sell you at 135. So this is my selling price. This is my cost price. And my profit percentage is how much? 35%. So this is not selling price. What is this price? Marked price. And what is this? 10% discount. So discount is always given on marked price. Now when I buy it at 100, which is my price, which only I know, and I propose to sell at 150, so I am marking it up by how much percentage? 50%. So this is known as markup percentage. This is known as markup percentage. Markup percentage means what? By how much percentage is marked price more than the cost price, right? So remember this cycle. This is CP, this is MP, this is SP. The relation between CP and SP is profit or loss. The relation between MP and SP is discount. And the relation between CP and MP is markup percentage. Simple. Right, understood this one? Okay. Now can we do some question? Can we discuss these 5-6 questions, or should we wait for 2 minutes more and then we can start? What do you suggest? Please go ahead. Okay. Okay. Should we start now? Okay. So fourth question. Fourth, did I tell you? First. Okay. First is an easy one. What is the answer? 4A56 is a 4-digit numeral divisible by 33. So what is the value of A? So you don't have to remember the rule of 11, right? Because if it is divisible by 33, it will be divisible by 3 and 11, right? So for 3 and 11, putting the options will be either A or D, because if you put 4 and 5 over there, the number will not be divisible by 3. So B and D are out. So either A or D will be there, right? Now put D, 4, 6, 5, 6 over there, and then apply the rule of 11 a little bit, right? It is not divisible by 11. So option will be A. You don't have to check again whether it is A will divisible or not. So some questions can be done without knowing the rules as well, right? Just know the basic rule of 3, it will be all be done. So option for 1 will be A option. Okay. Uske baad, which question did I tell you? Fourth. What is the answer for fourth? When 13886 and 11863 are divided by 3-digit number x, you get the same remainder. Then x will be equal to how much? Okay. So don't take these big numbers. Take a very simple example. When 5 and say 9 are divided by a certain number, they leave the same remainder. What is that number? When 5 and 9 are divided by a certain number x, they leave the same remainder. Then x will be equal to how much? What will you do? 4. How come the 4 is the answer? You divide 5 by 4, The remainder is same remainder 1. 9 by 4, what is the same remainder? 1 as well. Clear or not? So, which means what did you do? You take the difference. The difference is 4. That will be the number which will divide and leave the same remainder. That 4 भी हो सकता है and 4 के factors 2 भी हो सकता है. 2 will also be the possibility, but 4 will be the highest number. So what will you do? You take the difference and then make factors. Now if I tell you, I change the question. If I tell you, when 5, 9 and 17 are divided by a certain number, they leave a same remainder. What will be the number? What will be the highest such number? When 5, 9, 17 are divided by a certain number x, they leave the same remainder. What will be the number? Still, you are seeing what is the difference here? 4. What is the difference here? 8. You are seeing the differences are following some pattern, right? 4 and 8. What is the HCF of 4 and 8? HCF of 4 and 8 is 4. So 4 is the highest such number. So when there is a case of 3 numbers, you take the differences and you take the HCF of this difference, and that will be the highest such number. What the question is only for 2 numbers, but if it gives for 3 numbers as well, you take the differences and take the HCF. Clear or not? If the question would have been 4, 8, 16 is divided by a certain number, they leave 0 as the remainder. So then 4 is the highest such number. But if the question is 5, 9, 17 and leave the same remainder, then the number obviously will be, the differences will be in such pattern which will follow the HCF. So which means the differences, take the differences and take the HCF of the differences. So here take the difference. What is the difference in 13886 and 11863? How much? 2023. Okay. So 2023 will be the highest such number. 2023 will be the highest, but it is a 3-digit number. So 2023, as you will see, it is not divisible by 369. It is not divisible by 439. It is not divisible by 259, but it is divisible by 289. But it is divisible by 289. As you are saying, 2023 is not the answer. So any number, the options, whatever the option will be, it will be divisible by this option. This 2023 will have to be divisible by this option, right? So 289 is the only option which divides 2023 completely. So the answer will be 289, which means the answer will be option number A. Now one question gives a clear insight to one more concept. That's why I carefully picked these 6 questions. Clear or not? Okay. What is the next question which I gave you? 11. What is the answer for 11? 100 or 400? 400 or 100. 100 is the correct answer. Everybody will mark 400, but 100 is the correct answer. Now this is, this is a clever question. Gets commission on total sales of 12%. If his sales exceed 10,000, he gets a 4% bonus on excess of sales over 10,000. If he gets a total commission including bonus of 1600, then the bonus received is how much? Which means 1600. So 10,000 cut 12% is how much? 1200. So 1200 to say he has to get. Uske baad he will also get commission as well as bonus. It is not that he will only get bonus. Commission though he will get. So excess money is how much? 400. Excess money is 400, and that is divided in commission as well as bonus. What is the ratio of commission and bonus? 12% and 3%, which is, what is the ratio of 12% and 3%? 12% and 4%. What is the ratio? 3:1. So excess money will be divided in the ratio of 3:1. That excess 400 has to be divided in the ratio of 3:1, of which 3 part is his commission and 1 part is his bonus. He will anyway get commission. So 3:1, yani ki 1/4 he will receive as bonus. So 1/4 or 400 is how much? 100 rupees. So he will receive 100 rupees as the bonus. he will get a total commission of 1500. हाँ, his total commission is 1600 including bonus. It is written. Now 1600 में 1200 he will anyway get. It is for sure. Rest 400 is not bonus. क्योंकि whenever he sells more, he sells more than 10,000, he gets commission as well as bonus. हाँ, तो सही बात. Everybody will say that. एक बात बताओ, whenever you sell something more than that, you will not get commission on that. You will get only bonus. कॉमन सेंस यहाँ पे क्या कहता है? कॉमन सेंस सेज कि मोर देन 10,000 ही विल गेट बोनस ऑन एक्सेस ऑफ सेल्स ओवर 10,000. आई नो दैट, बट एक्सेस ऑफ 10,000 ही विल गेट कमीशन एज वेल एज बोनस ऑफ 4%. बोनस का डेफिनेशन ही वही है ना. आप जितना ज़्यादा सेल करोगे उस पर आपको कमीशन तो मिलेगी ही मिलेगी, एंड यू विल गेट बोनस एज वेल. क्लियर है? तो 1200 तो ही विल एनीवे गेट. उसके ऊपर जो मिलेगी उसमें से कुछ कमीशन होगी, कुछ बोनस होगी. वो पार्ट कितनी है? 400 रुपए की. और बोनस एंड कमीशन इन द रेशियो ऑफ 12:4, यानी कि 3:1. तो एक हिस्सा बोनस एंड 3 parts इज हिज कमीशन. सो 1/4 इज हिज बोनस. So 1/4 of 400 is 100 rupees he will receive as bonus. Okay, 12th question. What is the answer? Easy question but a little confusing to start with. Okay, so whenever you get these kind of questions जहाँ पे बहुत सारे data है, so you A, B, income, expenditure. A's income is 80% of B's income. So you take B as 100, A as 80. And A's expenditure is 75% of B's expenditure. So A's income is 90% of B's expenditure. So 90% of B's expenditure, the ratio of B's savings to A's savings is how much? Okay, so what will you take? A's income is 80% of B's income and A's expenditure is 75% of B's expenditure. Okay, so here you have to take B's expenditure has to be X, A's expenditure is to be 0.75x. Okay, A's income is 90% of B's expenditure. So 90% of B's expenditure. Okay, मैं ऐसा करता हूँ, B's expenditure 100 ले लेता हूँ तो ज़्यादा सही होगा. Right, I take B's expenditure as 100. So A's expenditure, B's expenditure is 100, A's expenditure is 75. Okay, and A's income is 80% of B's income. So A's income is 90% of B's expenditure. तो ये है, ये 90 है. Okay, so what will, and A's income is 80% of B's income. So A's income is 80%. So 80% of B is equal to A, which is 90. So B will be equal to how much? 9,000 by 80. What is 9,000 by 80? What is 9,000 by 80? 900 by 8. What is 900 by 8? 112.5. 112.5. Clear? So this will be how much? It is 15 and this is 12.5 savings. A की saving हो गई 15 rupees, B की saving हो गई 12.5 rupees. The ratio of 12.5 and 15 is how much? 5:6. Clear or not? 5:6. So you take, carefully take, which is I made a mistake, I took this as 100, it will be this as 100. Clear or not? एक छोटी सी calculation you have to do it. Okay. उसके बाद I tell you which I asked you about which question. 14. What is the answer for 14? 11.1%. अच्छा, option से we can do it. if you want, because sells his goods at 10% above cost price, which means the profit will be more than 10%. So 1% and 2% are out. B and D options are correct. Okay. Up thoda you have to apply a little bit of common sense. Which out of 10 or 11 will be the answer? So on 9 in sells only 990 grams instead of 1 kilos. Now consider only this part. Leave alone this 10% because I am solving this question by option. I will solve it by technique as well, but I will solve it by option. I will say, sir, 990 on selling 990 grams, he gains 10 grams. It is not that on selling 100 grams, 1000 grams, he gains 10 grams. On selling 990 grams, he gains 10 grams. Yani ki on 990, he gains rupees 10. On 99, he gains rupees 1. So on 100, he will certainly gain more than 1. On 100, he will certainly gain more than 1. Yani ki his profit is more than 1% only in this ghapla kind of thing. 990 grams and 100 grams mein, his profit is more than 1%. So his net profit will be more than 11%. The only option more than 11 is option number D, which is 11.11%. But how will you solve it? By technique. You will say, sir, 100 rupees he buys, but 110 rupees he sells. But 110 rupees, see, if I am a customer and I ask you what is the price of this, you will say sir, 110 rupees for 1 kilo, but you will give me only 990 grams, which means 990 grams, yani ki 0.99 kilos, he sells it for 110. So 1 kilo, he will sell it at how much? 110 by 0.99, which is how much? If you solve it, it comes out to be 10 by 9, which is 11.1%. 10 by 9 rupees. So he will sell it at 10 by 9 rupees. So he had bought at 1 rupees, he sells it at 10 by 9 rupees. Yani ki 10 by 9 minus 1 is equal to 1 by 9. So 1 by 9 is his profit. 1 by 9 is equal to how much? 1 by 9 into 100. 1 by 9 into 100 is how much? 11.11%. So his net profit is 11.11%. Once again I am telling. Say if he buys at 1 rupees per kilo, right? On selling, he 990 grams, say for 100 rupees he buys 1 kilo, right? But he sells 0.99 kilos at 110 rupees. So 1 kilo he sells at this much amount. Clear? It will not be 110, it will be how much? 1000 by 9, if you solve it. 1000 by 9. Right? If 1000 by 9 minus 100 is his profit, upon 100 is his cost price, into 100 is his profit. So 11.1% is his profit. As simple as that. This is for the case when there will be two options of more than 11%. Okay. Now what is the answer for 15th one? A tricky question. What is the answer for 15th one? Okay. Now how will you do it? Okay, a drug dealer wants to earn a profit of 20% on selling a bottle of whiskey of 750 ml at the mark price. If he sells pure whiskey at the mark price, he earns a profit of 10%. How much water should be added to the whiskey to fulfill his objective if his cost price is rupees 600? Which means, say take cost price is 600. So he wants to earn a profit of how much? 600 ka 20% is equal to how much? 120. So he wants to sell it at 720. Okay. If he sells pure whiskey at the mark price, he earns a profit of 10%. So 10% of 600 is how much? 60 rupees. यानी कि 660 तो उसके पास है ही है. But he wants to earn 720, which means he wants to earn 60 rupees more on 660. How will he earn? that much amount he will mix as water, that much percentage. So, what percentage he will add as water? So, on 660 he wants to earn 60 rupees. So, on 660 he wants to earn 60, which means on 66 he wants to earn 6. On 11, on 1 he wants to earn how much? 6 by 66. On 100, 6 by 66 into 100. What is 6 by 66 into 100? 100 by 11. Which means 100 by 11% is more what he wants. How will he do that? He will mix water equivalent to this much percentage. Right? Whiskey पैदा तो नहीं करेगा, तो whiskey में पानी मिलाएगा वो. Which means he will mix this much amount of percentage in 750 ml. So 750 ml का this much percentage is equal to how much? 100 by 11% of 750. It comes out to be how much? It comes out to be 11 6 66 90 68 point something. So 68.2 ml is his answer. So answer will be D option. Can I explain you once again? Yes. Forget 750. There are two kinds of profit. One which he wants to earn, one which he has already earned. He wants to earn 20%, which means 720. 120 rupees he wants to earn. But he has already earned 60 rupees. So which means now 600 ka 60 is 660. So now he has already 660 in his pocket. He wants to earn 60 more. How will he do that? That much amount he will earn, he will mix as water. That much percentage he will mix as water. How much is that much? That much is 60 rupees. On a base of not 600 but 660, because 660 is already in his pocket. Clear or not? So it is 66, and so 660 per 60, so 66 per 6, 1 per 6 by 66, so this much. Right? This is one method of doing this question. What is other method? We learned about successive percentage. Clear or not? So there are, did I tell you? This one, 2 successive is equivalent to a single increase of this one. Clear or not? 2 successive increases of A and B is equivalent to a single increase of A plus B plus AB by 100%. Did I tell you? Here also the thing is same. The profit is 20%. There are 2 successive profits. One profit is the profit which he has already earned of 10%. One profit is the profit which he wants to earn by mixing water, which is say B%. So successive of 10 and B will be how much? 20. So we can say 10 plus B plus 10B by 100 will be equal to how much? 20. From here you will get the value of B to be 100 by 11%. So calculate 100 by 11% of 750, it comes out to be 68.2 ml. Easy or not? Right. Any other question that I gave you? Okay, try the other questions. You have got the papers with you. Try the other questions, come back to me offline and we can discuss. Right. Covers all variety of topics. मैंने 1-2 topic थोड़ी सी छोड़ी because of lack of time. We might discuss it tomorrow in the next class. Now tomorrow's topics will be, I repeat it once again, it will be on time and work, time, speed, distance and averages. These 3 topics we'll discuss it tomorrow. Same thing, majorly on concept questions, less but more on the concept part. The concept which I miss it, I will discuss in the question part through my application. Clear hai?